And we are now live with another live episode of No Cap Live Q&A with Coach P and KC. KC and Coach P bringing it to you live the only way we can, the only way you can get it, like you can get it, right here at No Cap Live. What's up, my partner, man? But not me. I'm a hog about
I ain't gonna do it like that, fake. You know, we can slap that all day.
So here's a fun fact. Ever since I was in about, I think the first time I heard it, I was probably in the 10th grade, and people used to always tell me that I sound like B legit when I talk. And
Absolutely.
so and so I told Bila one day, I said, man, y'all need to do a biopic, and when y'all do the biopic, I need to play you because I've been told my whole life that I sound like you. And the verse, I was just telling my lady this the other day. The verse I can't wait to do when they cast me in the biopic, I can't wait to do.
City to city.
I'm in the SC4 double O, sitting real low, sick in the flow. Oh, the whole want me to come swoop. Take her for a ride in my new Lex Luke. But the bitch ain't got no gas fare, so I burnt her like,
Hey,
yeah.
come on, man. You do sound like B-Lit. I'll tell you that all the time. Especially when you be
So,
rapping too. Like, this nigga P sounds just like B legit. This
yeah,
motherfucker right
so,
here. P
Bila,
legit.
he legit. Hey, listen, Bila, when y'all do the biopic of the click, by the way, which I think would be a great movie, especially in the Bay and West Coast for sure. But nah, they got man, they worldwide. They got fans all in the South and everything. But I
Hey,
think the click
yo,
would be a great biopic.
your name is too similar to too many of the goddamn main characters of a lot of shit.
Hmm.
Devo, Peebo. B legit, P legit.
You just made that up.
Don't worry about
But so Bila, you heard it here again. You know what I mean? No cap. You know what I mean? I just been hearing it since I was in the 10th grade. So when y'all do the biopic again, which I think y'all should definitely do, I need to play Bila. I'm
Hey,
ready to do it.
and you will be a great person for even if they don't use you as the person, they can use you as the voice.
Yeah, but put me all the way in there, man. Let
Hey,
my
hey,
you know what I'm
hey,
saying?
hey, come on
Let
with
the
it.
boy get his.
Hey,
You feel me?
just couldn't let it go off
Indeed.
like that without playing that.
So whoever see this, make sure y'all tag Bila and Bodie and tell them y'all want the click biopic and for me to play Bila. Y'all go
Hey,
ahead
let
and
me
let
get a special guest appearance in there. I goddamn put a fake fur on and come out as the coop.
you could play
The Shock G.
no, I was gonna say Pippy Do.
Drew.
Yeah.
That's my guy right there. Yeah.
You know what
Oh
I mean?
man, listen, man. I told you, man. Hey, man, that used to be my favorite rapper.
Yeah, Pippy
True
Do.
now, man. Pimpy do, man. Come on, man. Can you feel me?
Hmm.
Hey, hey. Before we even get started, P, you had a public service announcement that you was ready to get out. Matter of fact, before we even go any further, listen. I always come on here and I always be hella transparent and vent hella much and give hella shit, but you never do. You do sometimes, but it's rare. But this time, I noticed you've been a little flustered.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
I
You
noticed
trying
you've
to
been a
set
little
it up.
flustered for
You
like the
trying to
last
set it
couple
up.
weeks. Let's I can say last couple weeks, but let's say a couple shows now. You've been a little flustered. I think last week you was going in on somebody on the text message. I said, "Oh, he flustered." And you never see you really get flustered. But then I talked to you the other day, and I heard that's how you people flustered. But even before that, when we went a few episodes back, when I guess one of your clients came and said something slick to you and you weren't supposed to be here,
Yeah.
you kind of went, you've been a little flustered, but you never get the opportunity. Well, you have it, but you never take it. So today, we on a short podcast today too. Let's have P. Let's have some P moments. Hmm.
uh,
Won't you go ahead and put your chef hat on and get your bat out and what's your favorite word? Drop the hammer
for sure. So,
expeditiously.
T. Bell say you got the Superman shirt and all, on and all, and you playing "I Want to Be Saved."
Come on, man. Hey, good observation. You know why I played. That's P didn't ask me, Case, why did you play the song today?
Oh
He
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
ask
yeah.
me.
So what made you? Hey, thanks for stopping by. Good Dad, Bad Son podcast. Appreciate you, man. What's up with you?
What's up, Will?
Uh, now what you say? I didn't ask you. So what made you play
Yeah.
that song today?
Hey, man. Cause I felt like playing some 40. Um, and plus I've been having some stalkers and shit. But no reason. You know, I felt like I watched the Superman movie and you know what I said, I'm gonna put this Superman shirt on and I'm gonna come out here today and I wanna be saved. Shit, I don't know, man. I just like the shirt out. The song went with it and it went with good observation.
Oh, so
Uh
C Bell was on point with saying you got the shirt on and everything.
right, right.
Oh,
That's why I did it.
oh okay.
Yeah.
I didn't catch on. C Bell did. Well, you was right, C Bell. He's sending subliminal shots at somebody.
I wanna be saved. Come on.
She thought you had your Superman shirt on,
Hey man, come on, listen, man. If I gotta save something, man, it's time and money. That's it.
huh? It's tied into a bank account, a shoebox, or
Man, or a
or
stock
my
market.
time.
Or a
Yeah,
stock
or a
market.
stock
But it,
market.
yeah, listen, I ain't trying to
I
save
don't even
nothing.
want.
Yeah.
I ain't messing with no bitcoins because it sounds too much like bitch.
Hey, listen, man. I heard it. Hey, what I say, look, P, nigga ain't chasing nothing. I ain't chasing nothing. I ain't saving nothing but bread and time, nigga. If anything other than that, man.
Hey,
Hey, C
that,
Bill, before you go, P, C Bill, I was going to do my lunch giveaway. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I got so much shit had went on that day. But let me tell you what did happen. It wasn't even a lot of the people where I told you I'd be at. It wasn't even a lot of them out there. But I seen two people out there. And one dude was sitting out there. He was just chilling out there. And I was thinking like, damn, I needed my sandwiches today. And dude got up and just willy-nilly, he was just all cool and calm when he got up and he walked. And he walked to the back. And I wasn't tripping, but I can see where he went. And it was like, okay, maybe he finna go shoot up or something. No, that is not what happened. He was ezeling.
he was
He was
easy.
ezel. This motherfucker pulled down his pants, squatted, and took a shit. Got right back up, pulled up his shit, shimmied, and walked off.
That's why he need a sandwich.
Nigga, I would have threw the sandwich at him.
Nah, see,
Show ass. You motherfucker. Fuck
that,
out of here. Bringing
that
that nigga
Estelle.
extra napkins and wet wipes. So now I know make sure I bring out extra paper towels and wet ones.
There you go. Bring out some paper towels and wet wipes. There you
Some
go.
dude
That sounds
wipes.
like a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was more of a public service announcement. I don't mean to let you down. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to share this, and y'all, can let me know when y'all see this on the playback or anybody in the chat. So what I texted Casey is that liking a message is not a response or a course of action. That's my public service announcement. And what I mean by that, so it's like a lot of this stuff is just getting out of hand, and it's very it is irritating, and I don't understand why people do it. I don't get it, especially in business when you're speaking to someone about something, or even in certain circumstances when you're like organizing any organized form of communication where you're organizing something, especially in business. And you send a message, and instead of a person replying, yes, no, I don't know, even, or having a response or taking a course of action, they like the message. And I just want to let people know when you are communicating, even though it's a text message, it ain't Twitter, This ain't Instagram, nigga. You're not liking a post. You're not liking a message. It's not. It's not. We're not on a social media app. We're actually having a conversation, even though it might be through a text message. And you have to respond or take a course of action. And liking a message is not even close to a response that is going to take a course of action or a response to an organized conversation where somebody is looking for a response that they're asking a question, especially in business. So y'all gotta cut that shit out. Anybody that just like the message and think that that's it, that's the period, that's the conclusion, that you have answered, and that suffices as a good answer, hell no. No. If you didn't know, I'm here to tell you. Thumbing up a message when somebody is communicating with you is not does not suffice as communication back to that person. You gotta actually use your words and say something. Liking the message is not it. Just because you like the message does not mean that you're going to take a course of action. Oh, I like that. And a lot of times it leaves people, they'll like something and they end up not doing what the hell they're supposed to do. So what? So, yeah. You need to make sure, nah, if the text is a statement, then it works. No. See, don't do that. Because if you give people a little inch, they start drop the hammer. Because if you give people an inch and you tell them it works, then they go run with it. That's the problem. No, nigga, you have to respond to the message. Now, you could you could thumb it up and like it and then respond, but just leaving it. You can thumb up whoever you want to. Don't thumb me up. Your ass might get blocked. And not only
So,
blocked, because a lot of my people is like coaches that I work
mm,
with. So all my coaches, nigga, you respond to my message when I send you a message. Don't do no like that. To all of my members, you respond with an answer when I send you a message. Anybody who I'm doing business with, I'm expecting a response. And a thumb up is not going to suffice. I'm just saving y'all, you know,
but what? But what if? But what if? But what if? CP, because I'll be guilty of shit like that. I'll thumb up a motherfucking minute.
exactly.
Let me tell you why. Because sometimes when the message comes across, I might be doing something, but instead of leaving you on red, because motherfuckers leave you on red, motherfucker hit the like and then try to come back to it.
See, that's
So
why it's even worse. That's why you just made my statement even more true. Because you just said you busy, you doing something, you're not giving your full attention, and you're not really giving an answer. You just not leaving it on red because you read it, but you're like, oh yeah, cool, liked it. Nigga, what time we going on? 5 or 7. Like the message. No, nigga, what time we going on? Hey, so you want to go on today? Like the message. Nigga, that's not an answer. Do you want to go on today? Yes or no? Yeah, see? And that's exactly what it be. Hey, do you wanna go out to eat or you wanna watch a movie? Bitch, if you don't make a choice,
hey man, let people hit the like button, man.
don't y'all gotta stop it. Y'all gotta stop it. What you gonna do next?
Do you answer the question? Do you when you texting the person, do you give it as a question form with the
Well,
question mark at the end?
that's what C Bell was trying to say. If it's just a statement and they're like, "Oh man, that was super dope," and they like the message, because people like or love a message. I get that, but they've taken that like or love in a statement message, and now they'll like or love something that actually is. First of all, especially in business, people will be having a conversation with somebody that is in business or that they are setting some type of plans with, and they'll like a message as opposed to giving a decisive answer. That's a better way of saying it. A like is not a decisive answer. You like something because it was amusing to you. You like something because you thought that was cool. You like something in a response to somebody expecting you to like it or to judge it. But when somebody is having a conversation with you, we're not. This is not for you to judge and be like, "Oh, I like that," or dislike it. Because nobody ever put dislike. That barely ever happened. The motherfuckers always spamming that like button. Man, this is not Instagram. And that brings me to another thing. Just because you watch a person's story on social media, just because you like a person's content on social media, does not mean that you are supporting them. Liking or watching a story is not support of that individual. So people who have a business that posts on and use their social media for business and branding and all that stuff, just because you watch their stories every day doesn't make you a supporter. It makes you a nosy motherfucker. It
Mm.
makes you a freeloader. It makes you a stalker. It makes you somebody who just goes on and see what they're doing, but you're not really concerned about being a supporter. And just because you like it, and then you see him like, oh man, I see your stuff all the time. I be liking it. Man, I don't give a fuck about that. That ain't paid for that. That don't support me in no. And then it goes from liking stuff on there to liking stuff in the message. I gotta cut it out with these likes. Likes don't pay bills. Likes don't change lives. Actions do. So you gotta cut it out. Or get cut out. So there you go. That's my public service announcement. Agree or disagree, it is what it is.
P said, in short words, don't like his messages. Hit a yes or a no.
Give me a response, baby.
You should put that as your tag at the bottom. Please respond. Please RSVP. Rest vous play. That's you just missed the opportunity to teach. You just missed the opportunity. If the text works. If it's a question, then of course answer that answer has to occur. You just missed the opportunity to teach. He said you missed the opportunity.
I don't know what he's talking about. If it's a question, then of course an answer has to occur. And that's what I'm saying. All too often, when it's a question, people will like the message. That's what we're talking about. People will like the message instead of answering.
He's saying your last part.
I
You
don't
were
know what I
just
said.
saying respond with your messages. You know what I'm saying? Respond and liking the stories is not supporting. You know what I'm saying? He was saying you just missed your
Oh,
message
support. You're
for
talking about
proper
support.
support.
Oh,
Right.
for the support. Well, I was tying that into to my first part. It tied me into that, so I briefly went over it. I didn't go into detail because I was tying it in. But you know, you can go online and you can watch people's videos. You can go online. You can like, but that's not a form of support. Support is where you actually, if you watch someone's videos and even like their content on social media, but you don't actually know what their services are or what they do, then you're not a supporter because that means you haven't actually used their services. So you could never even really refer somebody. You can talk about it all you want to. Oh man, yeah, you know what's that? Yeah, man, that's my boy, man, that's my cousin, that's my brother, that's my whatever. And man, yeah, man, go to his page. He be posting all kind of stuff. But if they were to ask you something that only a member or a person who utilizes the services would know, that person wouldn't be able to give a real referral because they don't even know the services themselves. They
Hmm.
don't even know everything that you offer. They only know what they see on social media as an observer of social media. But like people say,
Hmm.
we don't put everything on social media. Even in business, when we're posting things for business, the people who really know how we do our business are true supporters, people who utilize the services, who have utilized the services, who are looking to take our services on and make it a way of life. So I can't go on and just like if I see KC post his truck and think that that's supporting him and be like, man, I'll be liking all your stuff. I see all your stuff. But if I actually have have KC deliver or move or do something and I get the ins and out of it and I know how it goes when I want to hire KC for those services or what it looks like, I can then, refer somebody really, right?
Hmm.
People be even thinking that they are in a position to refer somebody just because they follow you on social media. But then they misrepresent it because they haven't used it themselves. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people who don't even really know what my services are, but they feel like they support because they watch it on social media.
Mm. You
So
know,
yeah, proper support comes in the form of actually utilizing the services and understanding and becoming someone who is yeah, a member or utilizes the services.
mm, I think, see, Bell, you came through again. Well, you've been cooking lately. See, Bell, you got a hat over there, don't you? You've been over there cooking. I seen you. Look, proper support. I think when he just hit that right on the head, that was a teachable moment. I'm gonna tell you an example that it really happened to me in real life and
Mhm.
for real life. Um, a girl I knew, she was a financial consultant, right,
Mhm.
and doing a whole lot of different jobs. And she kept on coming to me and she kept on telling me about the finances and the things, the ins and outs. Well, not so much ins and outs. She would say, I help people save money, and I'm gonna get personal with people money and things like that. I said, okay, cool. Well, I want to help you. I talk to different business owners a lot. So how do I
Mhm.
sell you? How do I refer you out? How can I help you? Help me help you. And she said to me, just tell them, oh, I guess she was trying to dig into their finances, and I
Mhm.
had to explain to her, look, the people that I deal with, I don't when I'm in, when I'm doing my business, I'm not in there asking somebody, hey Pete, tell me about your finances. That's not my thing.
Mhm.
You asked me to deliver some treadmills and things like that. When I get here, my job is to come in here and make sure you get your treadmills and get on to the next
Mhm.
delivery quick enough because time is money. And the longer I'm here with you, the more money I'm wasting or the more money I'm missing. So I asked her, tell me, how do I position you to people? Because at one point you're selling houses, and in another hand, you're selling candles, and in another hand, you're doing financial advising. So
Mhm.
help me explain that to somebody. How do I go into one of these facilities and say, hey, guess what? While I'm delivering your refrigerator for you, hey, what's your finances look like? Nobody's gonna, who the fuck asked that? So I asked her, help me explain, help me help you. Break down what you do for me so I can give it to somebody in layman's terms instead of trying to go, because the people who I deal with, whether I'm moving somebody, these niggas ain't thinking about stock markets. These niggas is thinking about getting this change so they can go do what they got to do. If I'm talking to a business owner, they not thinking about, if they got a financial of 9 times out of 10, they know it, they working their finances and trying to keep going. So tell me how to explain. And what she told me was just tell them I have a friend that I can refer you to that helps with, nigga, that don't help me. That don't help
Mhm.
me sell you. Because when somebody comes to me, the same way, if somebody say, do you know a good trainer? I'm gonna say, listen, I can probably be a personal trainer, but I tell you who's better than me, my homeboy P. He gonna teach you how to mentally prepare for it. And then he gonna show you how to get fit. And he kind of buff. Ain't buff as me, but he kind of buff. You know, right? Because I'm gonna throw my flattery in there, right? And my jokes in there because I'm gonna catch their attention and I'm gonna send them to you. Because
Mhm.
I'm the same way I'm gonna look at me, I'm gonna make them look at you the same way I want them to look at me. You dig what I'm saying? I can
Absolutely.
promote you. But
Absolutely.
she couldn't give me a way to promote her. And and
Mhm.
and, and then, she kind of got mad at me and said, then she went off on this tangent and said, well, white people do this all the time. White people look out for each other, but black people, we don't look out for each other. And in my head, I'm thinking, bitch, that's a lie.
Mhm.
We look out for whoever. Here's the thing: take the only color that we should be seeing when we doing business is greens or debits, reds and blacks, reds and greens, whatever the fuck finna hit my account. Cause
Yeah.
color don't matter to me. When we talking business, I don't give a fuck what color you is, as long as your money hit my account.
Mhm.
That's all that mattered. But she couldn't help. So I think what you just said, proper support. Teach somebody. And liking a post don't mean you support me. Reposting my shit. Referring shit. Referring people to me. You know what I'm saying? When I send you a text message, hey, did you talk to such and such? You can like the message, but say, hey, yeah, you know what? I did talk to such and such. I'm kind of busy right now, but look, I'm going to try to connect all of us in a way where we can work. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
ways and proper channels to go about things. So I agree with you on the liking the messages. I'm a message liker. I like, but I understood what you were saying. But as far as that proper support, like it's a way to really if y'all gonna rock with a see Bill. Perfect example. You always on here, you buy the books, you support, you do that is support.
That's support.
Moms on here pushing y'all like subscribe. That's support. Sis on here coming on here. That's support. That's the support because it's a nucleus. But what we don't have, let me not say what we don't have because everything that we need, we have already. You know what I'm saying? We just growing. And what we're not going to accept in this moment, or better, where we're going to get better at
Hmm.
is supporting one another in all forms and making sure that the support is done correctly so that it's just not a like on the screen that or a reel that's going to go by in 30 seconds, but that is actually something that not just you and I, but we all can benefit from because it takes a village. And in order for us all to grow, it's going to take the support of all of us to really push whatever movement we're trying to do. So I like see Bill, when you put that on there, I told you cooking, brother.
No, absolutely. And so I see what he was saying. I almost breezed over something that was an opportunity to teach more on. So I'm glad he pulled that out of us. And I like what you just said. You also reminded me of something that I talk about often. I was actually just talking about today or yesterday, the networking thing. I was telling somebody that, for me, yeah, it was today. I was training my guy that just came back, bounced back from the NFL, running back. I was training him and my son, and he was talking about he just got his uh, dental insurance or whatever. And I was like, oh, one of my members, she's a dentist. She owns her own um, office. Her dentist,
Mm,
she owns her own full fledged, like when you go to the dentist, she owns her own
right.
practice. And I was like, if you can use your what's called it there, I will refer you to her. I said, and then I broke it down. I was like, me, I like to um, go within the network. Like I know people who sell houses, so I'll be like, oh, you buying a house? This is who I would go to. I know people who do carpentry and electricity, who are electricians, and this is real stuff. I would say, oh, go, I got, within the network. But the only time I wouldn't do that, of course, is if those people were trash, right? But and then I was, him and my son was there. I was talking to him. I said, so I always look to keep the money going around us. Why would we pass it out here? If we have people who do things within our own network, we should look within our network, and we should be looking to build a network of individuals who we do know do things at a high level. We're not just trying to refer anybody just because and hope, and we don't really know what their services are. We don't believe in them, or we haven't utilized them, but we keep that money circulating in our network of individuals because we built the network of individuals who we see are great and sufficient at what they do. And we are what we do. And I would hope it would be the same coming back around to me. Oh, you need some stuff moved, hauled, or whatever you need. I got my guy right here, KC. Oh, you want to get in shape? Got my guy right here. And I'm referring you and putting my name on it. I'm putting my stamp on it. You know what I mean? When I do that, I'm putting my name on it. I'm referring you. I'm putting my stamp on it because I believe in it. I stand behind it. Um, and in that instance too, when you was talking about the young lady who got frustrated and started talking about what people do, people try to take that as like a cop out too because they don't really know how to express what they want to get.
Mm,
So they go to what they've heard before and they use those as talking points when it's really just outlandish propaganda that's being spewed all too often. Oh, see, this is what white people do and black people. But
mm,
well, forget about them. We're two people that's right here. So what do
right.
we do? We're
Right.
having this conversation. What do we do? Because we're two people. So it don't even matter what everybody else do. We're two people right now. And even if that were true, well, we don't have to let it be true with us. How do we fix it right here, right now? How do we communicate that and improve our network? Communication is one, but the other thing is she should have gave you the service. The thing that was missing there in that whole conversation, when you were asking, what I would have said is, Casey, come into the facility. I'm gonna take you through a session of onboarding, how I actually bring somebody in, how I
Mm,
onboard them, and everything I do that makes my brand. That's different from everybody else. And I would have had you come in and walk you through that and what it looks like. And then you would have had an experience of what it is, how it goes, and what it looks like. And now you'll go, oh, okay, I see it. I see what to do, and then I would have told you. And if you don't want to refer somebody, this is how you will refer them. Now you have the knowledge of from experience yourself, and I'm giving you the, what I would, how I would have people come to me. So in that instance, she should have gave you the service that she was trying to have you sell. She should have took you through it.
You know what? That's right, right? But the other part is this. Like what she was doing, you're acting to go inside people's bank records. You want to see people financing what people spend their money on. Not, but nobody wants to let just
No,
anybody into their. So one thing that she has to know, and if she ever watches, if she watches or not, know your market. That's the most important thing. Know who you. Not selling to everybody. Everybody can't. He got an onboarding process. Everybody can't be a member there. You got to be dedicated to this. Know your market. Like I can move your house. I can move your furniture. I got to know who the fuck I'm looking for, right?
yeah,
Everybody needs a truck. Everybody's not going to let you come in there. So if I'm saying, hey, tell me how to sell you to these people, because everybody's not looking for the services that you're offering. If you want somebody who's doing finances, then you need to be looking for motherfuckers who's looking to move and manage millions or whatever, that part. But not
yeah,
the average Joe, the average people working day to day, we got enough shit going on, and we trying to when you trying to make ends meet, shit, you talk about can you save on here, can you save on there? Motherfucker, I'm saving where I can.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So know your market. That's another rule in business. And I never got that until you start really doing business. You hear a lot of words,
Mhm.
but you don't see what business really is until you're in the business field where you start, yeah, that's not for me. Like I'm in a truck, but I can't haul everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go try to pick up a whole bunch of ice cream in my truck. I
Yeah,
know damn well if I pick up some ice cream, it's gonna be melted before I get down the street.
yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? So I gotta know that hey, I'm looking for these kind of service, these kind of people. Know your fucking market. And then that way, if you know your market, you will start realizing that, for one, you said a few things, right? For one, when you know your market, you know you ain't got to try to advertise to everybody.
Hmm.
For two, your brand is very important. Everybody's not going to get Gucci and Louis and Tom Fords and shit like that. Your brand is important, and your brand is something you got to stand on. So the same way, if I refer Train the Brain or you refer Seed Transportation, it's a brand. So I'm going to refer you because my brand for me is good. I want people to trust me. So when they trust me, I need to pass them off to somebody that's trustworthy as I am.
Hmm.
So help me help you by giving me as much details as I can get,
Hmm.
as I can get. Because when you give it to me, you may give it to me like a scholar, but half the people I talk to may not be thinking like scholars. They may be thinking like toddlers. So I have
Hmm.
to be able to explain what you do
Hmm.
like I would explain it to a 2-year old. If I can't do that, then I can't help you because people need simplicity. Give me something simple so I can understand what it is you're going to do for me. Because the number one rule in sales is what's in it for me?
Hmm.
What's in it for me? Help me help you. Make it simple and make it plain so I can show you. So that way your brand can go up, my brand can go up, our brands can go up, and we can do it in a way where we're not confusing people or making people scratch their head at what we're offering. If I got to scratch my head at what you're offering, then I don't want it. I don't want to go to McDonald's and be like,
Hmm.
what's in that Big Mac?
Yeah. Well,
You
shit,
feel
you
me?
probably don't go if you're going to McDonald's. You should do that. Wonder what's in that damn
I
Big
don't even
Mac.
know why I use that scenario with you on
No, that's a
here.
great scenario. Don't eat McDonald's.
Don't even know why I used that with you. You don't even eat meat.
Yeah, don't eat McDonald's. And I'm glad you said it. Yeah, you're right. So what that made me think of, Casey, is know how to package yourself, know how to package it, know how to package your brand, know how to package your product, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, um, you know, if you're not confident in telling somebody
Right.
about somebody else's service, right? If you're not confident, that means like if you didn't feel comfortable telling somebody else, you're basically showing a concern that you didn't feel confident about talking about her services. You didn't wholeheartedly believe in delivering the services to however and wherever she wanted you to. Because when you do, there's no disconnect, there's no questioning, there's no wondering, there's no concern because you believe in it. If it's something that you really believe in, that you feel like will help somebody, don't nobody even got to pressure you to tell nobody else. When you come across people that you care about or know about, you'll want to tell them anyway because you believe in it and you want it to help them. So um, I believe in making walking billboards. I'm a walking billboard,
Right.
right? When I bring my coaches on, they're walking billboards, and when I get a new member who stays with me, they're a walking billboard. Make them become a walking billboard. So teach them, grow them, nourish them, help them in a way that they didn't even know they would receive it. This is above and beyond what they ever would have believed. And those people will become walking billboards. And when they go out, they'll go on their social media. They'll go out in the world. They'll when people see them, they say, "Dang, I ain't seen you in a while. Look how you look. You look great." But it's just something about you. You seem happy and healthy and joyful. And your mindset is different. And they'll say, "Man, I got Train the Brain Fit Club. I got Coach P." Right. So you have to make people walking billboards. You have to make yourself a walking billboard. And also it's this rule of thumb that people seem to forget or not think about. When you go into business, you're supposed to be filling a void.
Mm.
There's a void that is there, and your expertise comes in and it fills a void. Sometimes that people are not even they don't fully understand it. That's why it's a void, right? So where there's a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, where there's trouble and people are stuck at, that's where your expertise is supposed to come and show them the way. So when you're saying that, there's people who don't even look at something like this because where they're stuck at, well, that's the void that needs to be filled. If I can take an individual who is stuck and this is what they know, and I can get that individual past where they're stuck and to see things differently and make it work for them, then
Mm-hmm.
I just fulfill the void, and now I make myself even more valuable. So when you are representing very clearly those people, when you say, "Man, we're not concerned about that. We want the what," and I say, "Hey, let me show you. You're right. Now let me show you how these services will work for you. Let me show you how I can. Let me show this little piece right here. I'll educate you on something, and I give you a jewel, and you go, 'Oh shit, I never even looked at it like that.
Right.
Damn, that was some game. Damn, okay, so you saying do this like this, yeah, and then when you do that, you're just like, ooh, I'm gonna use that. Now there's value. Now
Mm.
you understand. Now you see how it works, and now you put it into use. And that's why I say our number one thing here is to give tools for people to take with them, to equip people, best practices. In that instance, if she was able to give you a best practice
Mm.
that you may not have been aware of or had to utilize like that, and she could have gave it to you, then you would have saw more value, less questions and more value, right? The
Mm.
questions need to be answered. So your expertise has to come in at some point. I can move stuff around all day, right? I can go grab some shit, but I guarantee you, I don't do it as efficient as you
Mm.
because you have the best practices of how to back your truck in, where to pull your truck up at. You can see a spot that might look tight to me for a certain delivery and know as you pulling into it in real time, ooh, how I'm gonna get in and out of this, how I need to come in. Where I
Mm.
might pull up and be stuck and have need 4 or 5 people that, hey man, can y'all get right here? You could just be solo bolo and be like, oh, I'm gonna come in like this, back in like this. Oh, and they got this right here, so I'm gonna drop this right here, and I need this much room. And you're gonna be super efficient. And it's not just the physical thing. Yeah, I can. And I'll be over there trying to muscle it up, or I'll just muscle up from here. You'll come. Hey, why you doing like that, bro? You could have just did this. Oh, for real?
Right.
I didn't even know that because that's your expertise and your best practices, and you would give a best practice. So, individuals, when you are jumping around, you said something else that we jumped over. Jumping around trying to find your way
Mm.
and want everybody to support everything that you're jumping into. That's not realistic. Just
Mm.
because one day you selling CDs and the next day you selling vacuum cleaners and then the next day you you selling Bibles, that doesn't mean that everybody needs to jump around with you. You have to really find what is your thing. Like when I was coming to you and I was like, KC, come be a coach. And you was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But you found your thing. And before
Mm.
that, you was kind of thinking about doing
The
I think it was
helping hand.
the helping hand, yeah. And then
Mm.
but once you got your thing, you got your thing, you start moving, right? No pun
Mm.
intended. So my point is, it doesn't really just because a person bounces, because people do that.
Mm.
They see somebody else having success in an area, they're like, oh, I can do that too. But that's not true, right? That's not them. That's not where they're supposed to be. And they wasted more time doing something that they just gonna end up not doing anyway. And then when a person sees you, sees a person doing that, they don't believe you anyway. So like this is just another thing you're trying to hustle and you're not really good at it. It
Hey,
sounds just like you're saying she wanted you to blind plug her business and you cannot do
cannot do that
that.
one. Exactly. And that's why I was gonna go with it. P, the other day you gave me you was talking, I was like, damn, P, you look like you've been getting swung. You was like, yeah, I've been pumping iron. And you
Oh
gave me
yeah, yeah,
the little tip where you was like, nigga, I see the reps. No matter what, I know the number I want to hit. And I
yeah,
took that and I said, oh, I like that. Instead of
yeah,
just trying to go in and hit this number, you
yeah, yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
then I said, oh, I like that, right? With her in her situation, I seen too many of her businesses. Like at one point, I seen the businesses that she was doing, and I also listened, level one listening. So I was listening to her, and as I'm listening, I hear a lot of the complaints that the customers was giving back to her. So one day I told her, I said, hey, won't you let me ride with you? Let me ride with you, just kind of tag along with you, because I would like to hear what you do and see it. Maybe I can offer a little bit of assistance. She said, oh, no, thanks, sweetie. You
That's
know,
support, by the way. That's support.
not to her, apparently. She said, no, no, thanks, sweetie. Uh, I'll be real busy. Okay, but then you want me to help you. See, but I'm hearing complaints. See, for me, I don't do complaints. When I go deliver my shit, they know who they get. They know what they get. They know I'm coming. I'm efficient. I'm quick. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get out. You know what I'm saying? You're finna get it. The thing was with her, I didn't believe in her. I didn't
That's what I'm
believe in
saying.
her.
Yeah.
I didn't believe
No,
in her brand. I didn't believe in what she was
no.
selling because she didn't believe in her. You're bouncing around too much. You're not, and there's nothing wrong with bouncing around, but you can't find what you're good at because you're trying to put your hands in some of everything. And then on top of that, she told me, she said, I'm thinking about buying a parking lot. I said, well, that's good. I said, she said, if I can park trucks there. I said, well, that'll be good. She said, I'm gonna put a vending machine outside. I said, that don't make no sense. Why would you do that? She said, you always need a vending machine. I said, yeah, but why would you do that? She said, tell me why you wouldn't. Because I parked my truck. But you don't need no vending machine. Why do I need a vending machine when I'm gonna go to the gas station? What if you need a charger? Well, if I need a charger, I'm gonna be at the gas station. For the most part, whatever I'm gonna put in my truck for the day, I'm either gonna take it from the house with me or I'm gonna stop at the store on the way. Then when I tried to explain that to her, she started, see, some people always want to tell you how to do your job instead of focusing on what they're good at. And if you're not good at something, and I'm a little bit, and I'm not saying I'm better than you at it, but let me help you because you don't know what I know or who I know or how I move. But simplify it. Make me believe in you. Because even then I said, hey, listen, I know you're selling things and I know you're trying to be big. I said, well, look, I ride around the city all day. If you want, I can put your company on the side of my truck. That's advertising for you. So people can get a sense of what you do, realtor, whatever. Didn't want to hear nothing back. You know what I'm saying? See, some people talk a good game. Some people can talk real good. But when the opportunity presents itself, a lot of people are afraid. They don't believe in themselves. They think if I do this, what happens here? Listen, y'all got to believe in y'all brands. Believe in you. If you don't believe in you, how the fuck you gonna convince me to believe in you? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't support you, and it's more fucked up when the support you're getting from the outside is more support than you can do for yourself. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's a
saying?
crazy game.
That's a crazy game. When somebody from the outside is trying to help you and push you forward more than you trying to push yourself, then you in the wrong business. You in the wrong business. And I've seen her bounce around a lot from different companies and different things like that. She couldn't find stability because the reason she couldn't find stability, and even she referred somebody to me one day and really fucked up the play. Referred somebody to me instead of just giving the person my number and saying, "Hey, Case, I didn't tell them the number, but fuck with me, and then I can know how to move." But instead, you trying to quarterback a play on a position that you don't play. Fall back, small back. Once you talk to me, then I'll say, okay, let me do this because this is what. and I know how to maneuver to make sure you straight too. But see, people don't understand that it's a business. Your network is your network, but know your fucking network and believe in yourself and brand yourself accordingly because you can't do everything. If you got your hand in too many pots, then you can't grab it. You can't grab shit. You just got your hand in fucking pots in the fucking way.
And sometimes it's not making money off every play. Sometimes the play is me making sure that you have earned that income doing what you do because you in my circle.
Come on,
And if you in my circle, that means it's going to circulate
come on,
back to me because we're in a circle of using each other's services. So I don't have to make a play off of something. I'm happy to see you get it
come on.
every dollar. Now, if you hit me and be like, "Hey, pee off that play, and here you go," or whatever, but I would never assume that that was coming. I would
Come on.
never. All I'm looking for is, oh, boom, over here, because we have money circulating, and the point is to keep it right here. Never go out of this circulation. I don't want the money to leave here. Is the point. If it go to KC, it's just as good as it went to me because it's gonna circulate back to me. When KC come and he needs to train his brain so his body will follow. He gonna pay me, but he can't pay me if he's struggling with what he's struggling with over here. But if I send him some money over here, it's gonna circulate right back to me when he be like, "Hey, I want to start training 3 days a week, and I got the bread because I've been boy, my shit been booming. I done got me 4 people under me. I got more time. I ain't even out there like that no more. I drive a couple days a week, and I'm making all my money off the top, and I've been winning because the thing's been booming. You know what? I'm ready to whoop. And then I'll be like, "Hey, Casey, you know what, man? We should get a truck out here, and if the money circulates."
Mm.
Right here. And we use each other's services. The problem is people be throwing the money out the circle or don't even have one to begin with. Right. And so, and people mess it up because sometimes they always thinking, oh, I got to make something off this. I don't think like that. Right. I don't think I have to make it. If I have somebody who needs your services, I'm not going into it thinking like, hey, shit, I'm going woo 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 woo. I'm thinking of it like I want to make sure he wins.
That's it.
I want to make sure the way I win, he gonna be like, okay, my boy P keep bringing business to me. You know what? I'm gonna get some training, or oh, next time somebody, and then it just circulates right here. You keep it circle. So you know, that's just some game. You don't have to try to win off every single play because you might just be playing yourself.
Yep. And that's the problem. Everybody want their hand out. Everybody think they can come. This is business. You don't tell somebody to go to Kroger's or Safeways or Aldi's or Lucky's because they got
It's
something
like,
to go in there
oh,
and be
and when
like,
you go, let me make sure all these ain't gonna give you nothing.
right. I tell them give me my 20% when I go. They don't know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, that
Now there
that's
are some plays that you orchestrate where both y'all supposed to win. That's different. But I'm saying it's not everything is not that's not how business works. You're not supposed to win off every single play. You're supposed to alley oop somebody so it circulates in your circle. That's right.
that's it. So the most important thing that we got is make sure if you're gonna support somebody, do it the correct way. You know what I'm
Authentic.
saying? Authentic, and you know what I'm saying. If you're gonna view my story, repost it. If it's related to business, you know what I'm saying. Or if you going but P say, man, if we having a conversation, and I asked Pete that the other day, is texting a full conversation? Because some people I know would say dumb shit. We'd sit up here and text all day, and then they get mad at me at the end of the day, like we ain't talk all day. The fuck was we doing? Yeah, but I haven't heard your voice. Would it have been better if I sent you a voice text? You
Would
know
you
what I'm
accept
saying?
that?
Would you right? That's why I asked you the other day. Like, is texting a full conversation? Because motherfuckers just say no. Like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we talking and it ain't just no likes, I think we just had a whole fucking conversation. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But motherfuckers see
On
it
record.
differently
On record though. On
on
record.
record. Yeah. So make sure
Motherfucker
that you
go back and be like, nope, nope, you said.
supporting, man. That was a cold. I like that. CC Bell, Brongers in there. I know we ain't gonna be on here long, so that was actually a good motherfucking little topic right there. Support and proper support, the proper way to support. a
Yeah, just
business.
give it a little more thought when you consider yourself being a supportive of a business or a brand, especially of one that is you know the owner of that business or brand. Um, because people support stuff all day. People go out and purchase stuff from brands and different brands and all type of stuff, and they'll jump right over individuals that are right in front of them without even ever thinking about it. You know, it's
Mm.
people who will go out and hire go on a site and look for somebody to hire professional movers or something or whatever, and not even think about tapping in with you, or people who will go download a fitness app and utilize the fitness app and won't even think about tapping in with TCBFC. So I mean, there's you there are ways to support, but I think people get it mixed up that if they know of what you do, that is support. If they follow you on social media, that is support. If they like what you do, that is support. If you're not utilizing the services in some kind of way or help pushing the brand in some kind of way, then it's not real support.
Damn. The other day I had sent you a text message and I had said offense or defense, being proactive versus reactive. I don't know what I was thinking about in that moment when I wrote it to you.
Hmm.
And I don't even know if I put the other text behind it to say what I was thinking. But I was thinking that shit because first I had asked, I know we are supposed to ask this question like, is an apology enough? Is an
Hmm.
apology enough? And I had this discussion with my son today, and he said, well, it depends on what was done,
Hmm.
right? On what was done. And then I think the question that I went to him, I said, so offensive, defense, uh, proactive versus reactive. I think a lot of times we go into the world reactive
Hmm.
instead of proactive. You know what I'm saying? Or
Hmm.
and so I asked my son, I used the fucked up analogy with him, and I said, so if you heard James was talking junk about you, James talking junk, and he ain't saying nothing to you, but he's talking to everybody else about you.
Hmm.
Uh, and you find out, but when you see James, he come up to you and he's smiling in your face, and hey man, how you doing, and all this, but you
Hmm.
already know James been talking real bad and real slick about you, talking bad and slick about your peoples and all that. Are you wrong if you punch
Hmm.
James in the mouth right off the rip? That's offensive or
Hmm.
offensive, right?
That's
Depending
offensive.
on the depending on how you look at it, perspective, right? Because James know what he did, you know what he did, but to somebody who don't know, it looked like you just was a bully.
Hmm.
Or you can wait up till James come up and be like, "Yeah, I said it," and whoop the whoop, and still on you. Now you're defensive. Now you're reactive, but you could have been proactive and punched him first.
Hmm.
Now, my son said, "Well, it depends, because somebody who don't know gonna say James, they gonna look like you just went up and bullied James. To some people who know, like us, we gonna be looking and saying you did the right thing." So I said, "Okay, well, better question. If you know all the stuff that James said, and then James came up to you and apologized, is that
Hmm.
enough? You know what I'm saying? Would that be enough? If you know, and I think that was kind of the best analogy I can use, given with my talking to my son. But I want to hear you elaborate on it and give me your idea. What you think about offense
So
versus
proactive,
defense?
reactive, offense, defense, proactive, reactive. I think we talked about this like one of our early episodes. But it's cool to revisit this stuff because it was so long ago. But proactive, reactive. I think when it comes to that offense, defense, proactive, reactive, it's actually training, self training, how you train yourself to respond, right? Because it's a response. So if a person always goes out and into the world and they're always finding themselves just responding to things the same way and finding themselves in some type of problem, heated discussion, or like something going not their way, not in a good mood, they're reactive. They react with anger. They react with frustration. They react. They only know how to react. They're not taking control of situations. They're not taking control of their energy. they're not taking control of their life. So being proactive is more for me about training yourself because things will happen. People will, you can't control other people, but being proactive is more about how you control yourself no matter what other people are doing, whether they are around you or not. How are you going to go out and conduct yourself when met with different types of energies and circumstances? How have you trained yourself, your mind, your body to go out and represent yourself, even when there are situations where people would say, "Oh, you probably should have punched him in the face." That's more proactive. You've you've honed in on how you want to best represent yourself with best practices. So when you're met with things, you're not just reacting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're better prepared more than the average person. I think when we kind of went over this before, I was telling that story about the coach. I mean, I was coaching and the dude ran down out of the stands, and everybody was like, "Damn, I've never seen nobody handle themselves like that. Somebody got in my face like that, I probably would have, you
Mm-hmm.
know, did whatever." But the story instead was, man, I can't believe that Coach P handled himself like that. He had every right to, go off on dude, but the way he handled himself, and the only reason I was able to do that is because I was proactive. I had been working on myself doing my 30-day things that I talk about in the book and that I actually send to all the members. The thing that I was working on was being the best representation of myself at all times. I was doing that in my 30-day. You know what I mean? I had been doing it or just come out of doing it. So I was proactive. So when this dude came out and when most people would have met his energy with energy, it was nothing to me because I was proactive. So being in a position where you are more mentally superior than someone else based on how you conduct your energy, for me, is a form of being proactive, but it takes training and awareness, self awareness, self reflection. So I think that when you talk about being proactive, a person really should focus on being self aware, and focusing on how to prepare themselves because you can never control what nobody else do. You can only control you. And so how you step out into the world and prepare yourself is proactive to me.
So is that an example of how to is that an example of how to bring it what you just said you was working on the best representation of yourself for 30 days? Is that an example of that? Like
Yeah, for me it was.
self-awareness?
Yeah,
Like
self awareness. Yeah, yeah.
so like
Self reflection.
if that situation wouldn't happen, if that situation wouldn't happen, because that was the effects of it. What does a day of that looks like? What does a day of that look like? Like I'm gonna make sure the best representation of me. What does a day of that look like?
There's enough knowing your triggers,
Mm,
right? So being honest with yourself and knowing what your triggers are, that could happen on any day, at any day. Knowing who the people are who trigger you on any day. Sometimes people go to work every day to a job where they wake up as soon as they get up and they're on their way, they start thinking about the motherfuckers that's gonna irritate them when they get there. Those are triggers. Or they have triggers from their spouse or their significant other or even a child or whoever. So knowing your triggers and how they trigger you, taking a deeper look at it. Why do they trigger me? How long have they triggered me? Was it is this an original trigger? It don't really have nothing to do with this person. And am I ready to overcome this so that it doesn't trigger me and affect me in the same way? And now, when met with that trigger, you find a way not to be triggered as easily, as often, or not at all because you've overcome it with best practices and being aware
mm,
and being mentally strong enough to overcome those triggers. So a person can put that into practice just by identifying what triggers they have, what those triggers are, and knowing, okay, I'm triggered by traffic. Traffic get on my nerves. But when
mm,
I go out today, it's probably gonna be traffic. It's gonna be stupid ass fucking drivers too. But when
mm,
I go out today, I'm going to not look at it in that way. I'm going to look at it as it's a blessing that I'm going out and I'm able to go earn this money that I'm earning, successfully earn this money. And I'm going to listen to my favorite song that I like listening to, and I'm going to enjoy it. And if I feel myself about to get triggered, I'm going to be like, you know what, man, it ain't even that deep. I'm going to be proactive instead of reacting to what's happening in this traffic.
mm. I'm gonna try
I've
that.
already equipped myself. I've already armored myself.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that tomorrow. I'm gonna try that
So,
tomorrow.
so for me, that's how I would say, proactive versus reactive is equipping yourself with that armor that you utilize when you go out and you're met with day-to-day energies, triggers, people, all those things that come with living in the world. But you're not easily triggered or reacting as normal as like the normal person would or as you normally would have.
Mm,
You improve in that way.
I'm gonna work on that. See, I've been getting. I know when I get triggered. I know when I be getting triggered, and I be cutting motherfuckers off now. My cutoff game is going up. I think that's one of my biggest flexes right now. Is I'm getting my cutoff game good. Just bitch, I ain't fucking with you.
Fast in a hurry.
'Cause- yeah, because
Fast, quicker than a hurry.
it's a trigger for me. A trigger for me is when somebody say shut up.
Mm.
Somebody tell you to
Oh.
shut up. That shit right there, like we can be arguing back and forth, and all that, and it can be cool. But as soon as my man shut you, fuck you just say, like that shit, there's the whole conversation automatic. It ain't even no flight in there. It's fight. It ain't no
Yeah.
flight or fight. It's just nigga, we finna fight. Cause nigga, I know the fuck you just didn't tell me to shut up. That shit triggers me. And you know, a
Mhm.
lot of females, they get to their point and they be like, nigga, shut up. Ooh, what you just said to me? Like, no, that shit triggers me. I'll cut a motherfucker off. That's a trigger for me. But I noticed I like the traffic thing. I know you use that traffic thing for me. Cause I'm always in traffic. And if you was ever on the phone with
I
me in
just
traffic,
I don't like traffic either though. So
if you ever on the phone with me in traffic,
yeah,
this shit
he
goes
said,
down.
I know you was that traffic thing for me. I know that was
This
for
shit,
me.
yeah, cause nigga, I sit in traffic. I sat in traffic for 8 hours today. And
Yeah.
this lady tried the shit out of me. She was cool. She was cool. You ever get one of them clients that you ever get a client that you just know some bullshit? You know it's gonna be some bullshit when they get there. Don't answer, P, because they might be.
Yes. Yes. I have had some many a bullshit clients. Yes.
So when I called this customer today and told him I'm on my way, I knew it was gonna be some bullshit. Matter of fact, I knew it so much. I called my sister right behind. I said, "Hey, see, this is gonna be some bullshit." She said, "What?" I said, "I just know because I called the lady. She said, 'Oh, I didn't expect my stuff to come until next week.'" I said,
Mm.
"No worries. I'm on my way." She said, "Well, how long is it going to be before you get here?" I said, 50 minutes. She said, 50? I said, yes. She said,
Mm.
okay. In my head, I'm thinking I should have just told her that she know this is ground delivery, right? But I didn't. I said, I'm going to see. I get there and she's inside the gas station. She's inside the gas station, but she opened up a hot dog place. And I turned in there and I say, well, she came outside. I said, well, where you want me to drop this, in the front or the back? And when I got there, I said, you know, I'm just ground delivery, right? She said, you can decide if you want to put it in the front or through the back. I said, no, I'm ground delivery. I drop it on the ground. And, you know, she said, well, they didn't tell me that. Well, I'm telling you.
Mhm.
She said, well, my contractor won't be here and nobody can come. And I was like, man, now in my head, I fucked up because I should have just told her it's gonna cost you this. But I'm trying to be the do the nice thing because I give my blessings in other ways. P, this was the most bullshitty shit. She said, well, you can check around the back and maybe you can go in the back. I said, how do I get to the back? You know, can I just go right here? She said, yeah. P, I pulled up, bust the left, looked, hit reverse, backed up in there. I said, now you know damn well I can't go back there. This should look like she live in West Oakland with where it ain't even no back, nigga. The shit just the dough and dirt. I
Mm.
said, fuck, I'm gonna get back here, and it's going up a hill. Fuck,
Mm.
So I back and I said, man, look, you want to just put this shit right here? She said, I don't know. What do you think? Bitch, this your shit. What you think? Now the area to me, if it was my shit or your shit, I would say I wouldn't leave it outside. So I did her the same way I would want to do myself. Let me just go ahead and help you. Here was the problem. The African man came out. He said, oh man, she got the right man for the job today. I said, no, she don't. This is a lot of shit. And he went into his pocket. I seen him pull out the billfold. I said, okay, nigga talking my language. So he kind of folded up and he walked up on me. He did some shit I don't really like. He walked up and he just hurried up and like slid it in my pocket. Nigga, what? But I didn't want to just reach in my pocket and pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And look. So I said, let me just go ahead and help him real quick and put this shit up on him. I'm thinking it's an older fella. Nigga don't want nobody to see what he giving out, whatever. P, this was she opened up her door, but all the shit that she's getting is too big to go into this little ass building. It's pissing me off because I gotta do a lot of work to get this shit in here. Very inefficient. But I knew what I was doing. We ended up getting it in there with some help from some other people. When I finally got done after an hour of doing this shit, I'm expecting her to walk up to me and be like, hey, what's your Cash App number or something? Because I told her several times, you know you got me doing way more shit than I'm supposed to be doing. But when I left, bro, I said, let me see how much money this nigga slid into my pocket. Because she sure the fuck didn't offer me none. Double that.
$10.
That's what that nigga gave me. Nigga, I want to hit a U-turn and go throw it back at him. Fuck wrong with you giving me this bullshit.
That's 10 coffees. That's 10 coffees.
No, that's not 10 coffees. That's one coffee.
Damn. I don't drink
maybe
coffee,
two.
so
Yeah, that's maybe two.
Coffee,
but I ain't gonna trip off of it because look, the perspective. Yeah, he didn't. You know, the bread wasn't there. My blessing come other way. I didn't have to make that play today, so that was a play. It was money in my pocket. It was a little bit extra here and there. It was $10 more than I had when I got there, and I helped somebody get their business started. So perspective is always, you know, you can look at it from one way. Damn, you didn't do this, but in others, you just got your business started. So if I was able to be a blessing to her, then it's all good. Even though I felt a little bit in my
other
feelings.
perspective is in the future, let people know up front that if you expect me to help you in, this is how much I charge for that. Because you thought about it in your head on your way over there, and you said you decided not to say something. So the lesson for you is the next time you let a person know, I'm going to put it outside. Make sure you have somewhere or some people to help you. And if you want me to bring it inside, I charge this per hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta get up out of here now, man. I gotta
No,
get
it's
ready
all
to go
good.
to the session.
Hey, we'll be back on. We did a quick hour show today.
Shit, hour 7.
We did good. Huh?
Hour 7. Gave him 7 extra minutes.
Hey, come on with it, man. I mean, we did. So shit. Hey, until Sunday or next Wednesday. We're gonna say
We'll see y'all the
Friday,
next
but we
one,
ain't
man.
gonna get on there. Yeah.
I mean, you never know. If you hit me and say, let's do it, man.
You never know.
Let me know.
Until then. In a minute, brother.
All right, man. In a minute.
Yep. One. I can't even get off.